Hey guys, back with another lesson in the After Effects course. We're going through some of our special effects and presets that I want to show you in particular. I mean, there are so many in our effects and presets window. If you don't see that, bring it up. Go under Window, Effects and Presets. You'll have this list of effects. Today I want to talk about the fractal noise effect, which is a great effect for creating billowy clouds, frothy foam, all sorts of purposes. I've used it for creating clouds, I've used it for creating starry skies, I've used it for creating frothy beer foam. So I've used it for all different things. So let's go ahead and start a new composition. I'll just show you. Fractal, I'll call it fractal noise. Just make this 10 seconds. And I'll just drop down the size so that it renders easily. I'm going to add a new layer. I'm just going to new layer solid. We'll just make it green or blue. I don't think it really matters because once we add our fractal noise effect, which we get by typing in fractal noise or just fractal, clicking and dragging it over, it gets rid of the blue. Now it's just this billowy cloud. I'll put this on full quality so you can see. So this creates kind of like this smokiness, and then it brings up all the different options in your effect editor over here on the left. So if you don't see that, you have this effect controls tab. So you can see there's different types of fractal. So you have like a dynamic, so this is more cloudy, billowy. You have what they call more smeary, and all these things, they'll come up for different purposes. Turbulent, basic. For example, let's just try, this dynamic progressive if we're going to use it for a cloud. You also have the noise type. Again, you have block, linear, which is nice, soft linear, spleen. Spleen is nice for clouds. You can invert the colors, or basically this creates more of, it almost looks like water, which is kind of a nice effect as well. And then contrast, you can add more contrast or less contrast and make it brighter or darker. So we'll add less contrast, maybe brighten it up a little bit. Not that bright, something like that. Down here, transform, you have different transformation tools as well, rotating, and all these things are keyframeable, so you can, change the rotation throughout the composition, or the rotation, all sorts of things. Complexity, you can make it more complex or less complex, and evolution as well can create motion, and that's the one I use for motion. So say we want this cloud to kind of be transforming as time goes on, we set a keyframe for evolution at the start, and at the end we will set a keyframe by we'll type in 1 so that it goes around 360 degrees, the evolution phase. And I'll render this out so you can see, and if you can see, as it's rendering, it slowly is moving and growing. So it's a really cool effect. So this, is the start of our cloud. So for example, if we are going to use clouds, make clouds, let's just take our ellipse tool and create a mask out of it. So I'm just going to make a few circles on this. I'm going to select all my masks, press F to bring up the mask feather, and I'm going to feather it out. When we feather it out, it gets this blue tint around it, and that's because our solid color is blue. So I'm going to go up to Layer, Solid Settings, make that white. So now we have this cloud that, is transforming through the sky. So that's really cool. It's better than just still poof of colors and like a white color. This one is actually dynamic and moving. Say we want to add a blue layer beneath it to act as the sky. Just select a light blue, like this. We'll put it beneath. And as you can see that our cloud has this dark colors in it, so it has the blacks in it, and that's just part of fractal noise. So we're going to have to play with our transfer mode. So we're going to click this toggle switches modes and go to something like, I think multiply will be good. Actually, that does the opposite effect that I want. Lighten will be, it makes it really poofy, gets rid of all the darkness. Screen is good, makes it really light, gets rid of all the black. You can scroll through these by pressing on a Mac keyboard Shift and the plus or minus key buttons. You'll see like overlay is good, hard light. There's some different ones that will work for our purpose of getting rid of this darkness within the cloud, if you don't like that anyways. So we'll go with something like overlay. That'll be good. So it's really light right here, but if we make our background a little bit darker, you'll be able to see our cloud a little bit better. So something like that. But even that, then our overlay might not be the best option. Maybe our screen would be the best option for that cloud. So like I'm doing here, you just have to play around with your different options and come up with something that looks great. And this could be the start of a really great animation of the cloud, sun popping up or something like that, and it's all done with the fractal noise effect. There's lots of options for the fractal noise effect, so play around. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next lesson.